Hi everyone, it's Rachel here from Walk the Talk. How are you? I know you're probably thinking, I haven't heard from Rachel in ages, and that is because I haven't recorded a podcast for ages. I am so sorry. I don't have an excuse. I have literally just been manic over here in Australia since I got here. So my intention with this episode is actually just to give you a little bit of an update as to what I've been up to and what you can expect from the podcast over the coming weeks and months, because I can tell you I have some really exciting episodes lined up for you. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea and enjoy this very short episode, and we'll be back into the swing of things before you know it. So let me tell you a little bit about what I've been up to over the last 6 weeks, because I haven't recorded a new podcast episode in all that time. So my intention for this episode is just to give you a little bit of an update as to what you can expect over the next few weeks, and also what's been going on behind the scenes with Walk the Talk Life. And I'll tell you a little bit about my journey so far since I left the UK. So sit tight and let's get right in about it. So 6 weeks ago today, I landed on the sunny shores of Australia into Brisbane Airport and started my journey to, find myself, I suppose. I know that's a bit of a cliche, but just before I left the UK, I actually pretty much sold all of my belongings, including my house, my car, my food processor, and pretty much everything that I owned, and decided to take a huge risk and come out here indefinitely and see what happened. Now, I suppose of all the calculated risks that I could take and of all the countries that I decided to go to, I decided to choose Australia because I have a lot of connections here. I have a lot of friends here, and I actually used to live here, so I do know it really, really well. And when I land in Brisbane, I almost feel like I am landing back home. So although it was a risk, I knew that when my feet landed on the ground here that I wouldn't feel overwhelmed and I wouldn't feel like, oh God, what have I done? Where am I? Sort of feeling, I calculated it in a way that I was landing in a place that I knew really, really well. But that's not to say that it has been plain sailing for the last 6 weeks, because it certainly hasn't. There have been lots and lots of ups and downs over the last 6 weeks, and managing my anxiety has been one of them. So if you know me well enough, and if you've listened to previous podcasts, you will know that I suffer from anxiety, and I also have IBS, which can be a bit of a pain in the arse, quite literally sometimes. So I decided very, very early on last year that I was going to come to Australia in December 2017. It was just something that I wanted to do. I felt like I had a gut feeling that, there was a chapter of my life closing, and I wanted to just get away and see a bit of the world that, I love, and see what happened. And, if I end up staying here for longer than I intended to, then great. And if not, then I can come back to the UK. And that's kind of the way I looked at it. I also intended to, at the time, start a blog to help other people that suffer from anxiety and IBS to realise that they can also travel, and that they don't need to be scared, and that someone who suffered from chronic IBS and very, very long-term anxiety is actually living this and doing it, and not completely over either of those, but managing it on the road. So if you're not following my travel blog as well, it's completely different to this one. You can go to thegutstotravel.com, and that's the name of the blog. It's thegutstotravel.com, and that is to blog about my journey over here, completely separate to Walk the Talk. So you won't see me talking about anything to do with Walk the Talk over there, but it's just another way to connect with me and possibly get some inspiration if travel is a love of yours. So that's what I've been doing over the past 6 weeks. I wanted to take some time off work as well, because I have been working flat out for the past 5-6 years to build Walk the Talk, and I hadn't really had a day off properly for a very, very long time. So I fully intended to take time off when I got here. I didn't intend to record podcasts. I wasn't intending to write blogs. I just wanted to take some time out, and I've done that now. And I feel like a different person. And sometimes even business owners and influencers like myself with a pretty large following, of you guys that expect a lot of me. You expect a podcast every week. It's the same when I listen to podcasts as well. I feel like I sort of expect all this stuff from someone, and I felt a little bit overwhelmed sort of towards the end of last year, and I had a decision to make whether or not I was to continue with Walk the Talk or close it completely, go away, come back and start something completely different. But I've decided not to do that after much consideration. I love Walk the Talk. I love what I'm all about. I love what the business is all about. And I absolutely love connecting with you guys and helping you in whatever way that you need to be helped. And I love doing that. And I absolutely love recording these podcasts. So last week I got back to work properly, working full-time from home here in Australia, and I have lined up some really, really cool episodes for you with some Aussies, so it'll be completely different. I'm really excited about that. So I am going to be starting a podcast series, a new series, or a little mini series, and that series is going to be called Where Do I Start? So if you're listening to the podcast today, if you're listening to me rambling on here, and you want to know where to start with losing weight, changing the way you eat, eating healthy, exercising, activity, your mindset, your lifestyle, and you just want to start a transformation in whatever aspect of your life, then I'm going to be running a little mini series called Where Do I Start? And I'm going to be talking to hypnotherapists. I'm going to be talking to a dietitian here in Australia. I'm going to be recording an episode with another mindset expert speaking about anxiety and depression. I'm also going to be speaking to a nutritionist. There are loads and loads of things in the pipeline for you, so I hope you really enjoy what's coming up on the podcast in the not too distant future. So yeah, that's what's happening, that's what has been happening, and that is what's going to happen with the podcast. And of course, if you have any specific areas or topics or questions that you have that you would like me to cover in the podcast, then please let me know. You can send me an email. My new email address is Rachael, that's spelled Rachael, at walkthetalklife.com. And while we're talking about new email addresses, I might as well tell you about some exciting news. So, like I said before, I had the option to completely close my business and start fresh, or I had the option to get a grip and and keep going but do a relaunch. So I have decided to do a complete relaunch. So Walk the Talk Fitness was my brand when I first started. I was a personal trainer, group exercise instructor, and did a lot of fitness type things, and I migrated across to working more into the nutrition and weight loss realm, which is where we are now with Walk the Talk. So the first weekend in February, which is the Saturday the 3rd and Sunday the 4th of February, so that's 2 weeks away almost, Walk the Talk Fitness will officially become Walk the Talk Life, and there will be a complete relaunch of the website. And I'm so excited about this, because on the website there is going to be the brand new Transform 21, which is my signature online course. There is going to be Transform 21 Plus, which helps people with exercise as well as nutrition and lifestyle change. And that is absolutely, it's so exciting. And I'm also going to be doing a huge giveaway on the website and on across social media, both Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And I'm going to be giving away some really exciting products, both from Walk the Talk Life and with brand partners as well. So you can look out for that. And Walk the Talk Fitness is officially becoming Walk the Talk Life. So you can literally work with me from anywhere in the world. We are now a global company, which is super duper awesome. I've worked really, really hard over the past 2 years to get to this point where you can literally work with me from anywhere in the world. So if you like what you hear here on the podcast and you want to find out more, the new website will be up in a couple of weeks, and it will be at www.walkthetalklife.com. I'm really, really proud of that, and I'm really, really grateful to a few people that have been helping me out with getting that website up and running. My friend Vicky, she has been incredible over the last few months, helping me to get that website up off the ground, doing all the technical things in the background that I have absolutely no idea how to do. It's utterly ridiculous how terrible I am at that. So thank you very much to Vicky for helping me do that. And I hope you like it. I hope you like the new brand colours and what I'm all about, and what the website is all about, and you'll be able to go on there and have a look at the courses that you can take. And I'm super duper excited. So my intention over the next few weeks is to start recording those new podcast episodes. But if there's anything that you would like me to cover, and if you have any questions, then go ahead and pop me an email, Rachael@walkthetalklife.com. I can get that now. And I'm quite happy to just record some episodes, in relation to what you guys want to know about. So yeah, I am currently in Sydney in Australia. I've been on the Sunshine Coast and the Gold Coast for 6 weeks, and I flew to Sydney yesterday. So I'm here for 10 days. I have lots planned for the website, blogging, new recipes coming out for my clients. So I have lots of time to read your emails, and if you have anything that you want me to cover, I'd love to hear from you. So thank you very much for sticking with me. Thank you for sticking with Walk the Talk Life. And thank you for sticking with the podcast, even though I have been absent for 6 weeks. It's very much appreciated, every single person that is listening to this. I love you all. Thank you very much. Please get in touch with me. I'd love to hear from you via email, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Walk the Talk Life. You can find me there. And I will speak to you very, very soon. I promise you will hear from me again in the next week. All right, take care of yourself, everyone. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you soon.